Hey, everybody, welcome to Kiss for Luck. I'm Steve.
I'm Charisse.
And from Northern California, our guy, Mike Crutchfield. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great now that my good friend Charisse gave me some spending money today. So in
Oh,
terms of a nice
yesterday.
horse to bet. So thank you, Charisse.
Yeah, anytime.
You need to go into business.
Yeah. Vinny Bednar wanted me for his agent at Santa Anita years ago. Maybe I should go do hot tips or something. The pink sheet. I'll put out the pink sheet.
Yes. Great.
Yes.
Did you know that, Cece?
What's that?
Vinny asked me to be his agent at Santa Anita
I did not know that. Sure love
because
that kid.
he rode for us all the time. And he says, Sharice, you know everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just pay you to go to
Yeah, you
Santa
would have
Anita
been
a
good at
couple
that.
mornings a week?
Hey, it's not over till it's over. You still got time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amen.
yeah.
And in our fourth
Yeah.
square of the Hollywood Squares is our friend and trainer, Cece Perkinson. Hello, Cece.
Hello, everyone. Always happy to be here. Thanks for having me back.
Of
Hey,
course.
Cece, I got to tell you, we had our second highest views the last time you were on.
Only the second? That kind of hurts.
Ah!
Well, let's work
Let's
on that,
let's
shall we? Let's
let's beat those numbers today.
yeah, let's go, team. All right. We're all wearing our lucky shirts and we're ready to roll. And Mike, why don't you start us off? Give us some picks and get some winners down there.
Okay, so we'll go to Keeneland and we'll do the late pick five for Friday, which the sequence starts in the sixth race, and I'm gonna go three by three by three by three by three. So three horses in every race. Keeneland is really tough, but we're gonna give it a try here. So let's go ahead and start in race six. I'm gonna use three horses. I'm gonna use the number two Bold Journey. This horse is coming off of a nose win in a grade three Tom Fool at Aqueduct. So he won that at 11-1. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one, and I'm going to use the number three American Monarch, which this horse has worked really well. His last work, well, two works ago, he has a 46 breezing, and I really like that work. If he runs that, he's going to be really tough. But my top selection is going to be the number four with Jose Ortiz. He's fantastic on the front end, and Little Nye. And that horse is on the line at 3-1.
Fantastic. And that one's out of Mohaman, who was a beautiful horse. So
Yeah,
I'm sure that
yeah.
one's going to be just as gorgeous and gray as Daddy. All right. Race seven, sir.
Okay, race seven. Again, I'm gonna use three horses, and I'm gonna use the number three, dozen diamonds, which every woman likes diamonds. So I figured this is a good hunch play for the women out there. So dozen diamonds, and I'm gonna use the number seven, Cara Felice, and that horse is 15-1 on the morning line. I think that this horse, first time dirt, worked well. One of my best works. I love the 48s. So that horse is again 15-1 on the line. And my top selection is going to be the number eight. Super what is it? Supernet Coca. Suprenet Coca. So I'm going to use that horse. Ran a good race, 50,000 claimers, first time dirt, but has a actually a good dirt pedigree. So we'll go ahead and use those three.
Picking out the favorite. Good for you. I like it.
When I can get them out, I want to get them out. So didn't even use them. Um, So we'll go ahead and go to the eight. This is a turf race. Non-winners are one. Allowance. God darn it, the purse. Cece, how would you like to run for this money? Purse 120,000. for a first
Mhm.
level allowance in Kentucky.
I will take it. Absolutely. I
I
love
mean,
something like that. Yeah, that's why I love Oaklawn. Oaklawn's purses are insane, and Oaklawn's one of my goals to get over to that side of the map, go back to that side of the map, I should say. But love that. Absolutely.
yeah. So I'm going to use three horses here. I'm going to use the number one, Atlaw. I think is going to sit a really nice trip. And one of the things that I really, really like is when a horse hits turf for the first time and airs. And that's what the number 10 did, Unitas. First time turf out of a good turf pedigree, Spikestown, out of a Gone West. An English Channel mare. So
Oh, I
this
like
horse,
English now.
yeah. So this
Yeah.
horse really, I mean, the first time this horse hit the turf, CC gone. So I'm going to use the number 10
Oh,
Unitas, and then I'll give you a long shot that I'm going to play that I'm going to use as my top selection. The number 8, Big Gary at 30-1.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
gonna.
Maybe.
I like that horse to sit. He has some hit and turf form. If you go down and look at his turf start at Churchill Downs,
Hmm.
ran a good solid fifth at 85-1 in an 11 horse field and has never been on the turf since then. Um, I love that and has a really good bullet work at the training track, a 59 breezing. So I'm gonna play that horse across the board and hope we can get 30-1 on him. I'll make that my top selection.
Wow.
Very nice. All right. Race 9.
Okay, race 9, really good stakes race. So you
Yeah.
got three horses in here. The number 4 is coming off of a layoff. That this horse is a really nice horse, grade 1 winner at Keeneland, but coming off a layoff. The horse is number 4, Jin Jin,
Yep.
2 for 2 at Keeneland. So absolutely loves the Keeneland surface. But I don't think this horse is going to get to the lead. But I have to use the horse because the horse just loves Keeneland. So I'm going to use the 4, and I'm going to use the number 1, Alpine Princess, who is also coming off of a short rest and gets Irad on the horse. I love Irad, just flat out horseback. And I'm going to use that my first as my top choice, the number 6, running away, Rosario and Ward. You would not believe, but they're actually riding at about 43%, that combination.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to throw that one in 4-1. That's going to be my top selection.
Hmm.
All right. You got it.
Okay. In race number 10, Ward has 2 horses in here. So he does really good with these turf dashes. So he has a 2 and a 3 in there. I believe he's going to scratch one of them. Whichever one he scratches, just include the other horse on your ticket. So I'm just gonna say that he's going to keep in Fool's Adventure, who was a
Mhm.
first time starter, who they paid a lot of money for this horse. It looks like they paid, is that 300,000 or is that
Yep.
30,000?
Yep. 300.
300.
Yeah, that they paid 300,000 for this horse. Oh my goodness. Wow, this horse better be able to run. The horse has worked spectacular over the turf course in down in Florida. They bring the horse up here. Gets Rosario again. They're riding at 43%. So I'm going to use the 2, and then I'm going to use the number 5. Amani's music. This horse is going to be trying the turf for the first time, but he's bred really, really well for the turf. And out of McLean's music, I think he's going to absolutely love the turf.
Yep.
And my top selection, I'm going to use the number 7, Twirling Clary.
that'd be a
And
clean
this,
candy.
yeah, I love the way the horse came home. I think this
Yep.
horse can sit behind the speed and just really, really finish. And we all know how the twirling candies do on turf. They're one of the top turf sires in the United States. So that is my pick 5. It's a $108 play.
Wow.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to hear similar handicapping in that 10th race when I do my Turf Pick 3. Anyway, there's your spoiler alert. That's excellent. All right, Charisse, what do you got for us there? Are you staying at Santa Anita or are you going global?
Going global in the US. I'm
Okay.
making I'm trying something new this weekend, CC. Instead of doing a lot of pick 4s and pick 5s, I'm going to do single shots here and there, maybe do a couple doubles.
Okay. I like that.
Okay. We're going to mix it up, girlfriend. Okay. So I'm going in time sequential order. These are all for tomorrow, Friday's cards. Gulfstream, Aqueduct, Keeneland, Santa Anita, in that order within 2 hours. One race. Okay.
All right, we're ready.
First winner, Gulfstream Park, tomorrow, race 7, number 1, Nickel C. It's at 1:05 Pacific time, 4:05 Eastern time. Mile turf, allowance optional 75. Miguel Vasquez on him, working steady, in for the tag of 75,000. I think this horse personally should romp. 8-1 morning line. Then we're going to go to Aqueduct.
All right.
1:53 Pacific time, 4:53 Eastern time, race 8. Number 9, Steve, you love this song, Deacon Blues.
Those are my boys, Steely Dan.
Savachi's in the saddle for David Donk, 20-1 morning line. Why do I like this horse? I have no idea.
Can't remember. Oh, it's your gut instincts. That's what it was.
Well, I could tell you about my gut and how it's come through for us in the last couple months, but yeah. I have no idea, CC. I'm looking at this horse. Okay, maiden allowance at Aqueduct in January. He lost by 14 lengths.
Okay.
I just...
Is it changing distance, surfaces? What's happening?
6.5. It is. It's on the turf.
Okay.
That was it. The horse has never been on the turf. Tomlinson of 308. But what the heck? By Dominus out of a Mind Shift mare. Oh, I know why. David Donk and Savachi are 25% together this year.
Okay. And then on the turf. I like it.
It's on the turf. Yes. 20-1 morning line. Go. Okay.
Do you also see David Donk's numbers at Aqueduct? 3 for 4, 75%.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then the other thing
Uh-huh.
that I really like about your selection is I've made more money off a progeny from Smart Strike on the first time turf than any other sire.
Oh, seriously?
And Smart Strike was one of the best turf sires in America before he died. Smart Strike. You can look it up.
Yeah. I get it. And look who owns him. Stephen Christ is one of the owners, the handicapper with the crazy hair and the glasses.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If he opens at 2-1, then we know a lot of people heard our podcast, right?
Yeah.
Amen.
Are you going to bet him, Mike?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm going to include him.
Okay. All right.
Third race is Keeneland. 9th race. 2:16 Pacific time, 5:16 Eastern time. 9th race. Here's my long shot again. Number 2, and you did not use this horse, Mike. Candy. AYE Candy. This horse is coming off 2 wins, ungraded stake races. I know it's Sunland Park. I get it, but Johnny V. Agent fit enough to ride. Johnny's on board 20-1 for Todd Fincher, not Todd Pletcher, Todd Fincher. Why not? And my fourth and final play is going to be at the Great Race Place, Santa Anita. 5th race, and this will be the fourth fourth out of four pick. Fifth race, Santa Anita tomorrow. I'm going with number 6, Ovita's Hobby, with my boy Jaramillo on board for Hadagi, the trainer, dropping from an optional claiming 50 to a 25,000 claimer. Go. All systems go. 6-1 morning line. That's it. So start with a $5 win place parlay, Mike. Hopefully we make it to the second leg. If we make it to the third, maybe keep 90% of that profit and then just go 10 and 10 on the last one.
You say a $5 win in place parlay?
Starting at Gulfstream, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Why not?
We'll do.
Why not, right?
Yep.
By the time you're done, you should have about $2,000 with that.
Yeah, I would love that to happen.
Me too.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Me too.
Yeah, wouldn't everybody want that? All right, I guess I'll give out my my turf threes before we get to CC here. Still hanging in there, CC? You good there? All right. Okay, good. All right. She's still with us.
Cece, you may think this is wine, but it's Dr. Pepper. I was so thirsty.
Oh, I was going to tell you my picks after he goes after Steve.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We're not sponsored by Brewery X, but it's really good. Battle Snakes. That was a winning beer at one of the festivals, but a few years back. All right. Anyhow, we're going to Keeneland, folks. All eyes are on Keeneland. So I'm going to go with the Friday Turf Pick 3. And that baby starts in race number 5. Oh. So in race 5, we've got an allowance $120,000 race, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Another typical $120,000 race at Keeneland. And I've got 3 horses in here. I'm going to go the 3 Murdoch, and that's Larry Ravelli. This horse was at Fairgrounds and absolutely freaked. He was the favorite. He lost by a length, got a 96 buyers out of it. And I see why. It was like 102 flat was the winner, and he was right behind him. John the Beer Man was the winner of that race, and he got over 100 buyers. So I think, and that was off a long layoff. That horse had been off almost 2 years when he did that. So I hope he's not rushing him back too much, but I don't think he is. I think the horse is going to be just fine coming right back. And and we talked about this before, Mike, the horses coming from Fairgrounds turf to the Keeneland turf, they like it. And so I like to focus on that. And this jockey, I don't know who Vives is, Vives, S Vives. But he rode him last time, and he's riding him back here at Keeneland. And everybody must see what they got here because he's 3-1 morning line. It's not like we're sneaking anything by anybody. The other horse I have in here is the 7 Pivotal Moment, Rosario and Miguel Clement on that horse. And this horse is coming. This horse drew the 9-hole on a turf sprint at Gulfstream. And Gulfstream's turf course is like lightning fast. The winner of that race, he lost by a length and 3/4. The winner won it in almost 54 flat for the 5.
Wow.
But, I think Gulfstream's turf course is like painted green, and it's really concrete. So, it's ridiculous. But so if this horse can hang in there with those folks, he dead heated for third on that one. Miguel Clement, I think, has got a runner here, and certainly kind of an ouchie horse. He's had layoffs, but hopefully he's got it right. $330,000 purchase. I think the horse is going to run. And I've also got my favorite pick in this race is the 9 Longshoreman, Pratt and Wesley Ward in this one. And he's coming out of a grade 3, did not disappoint in that one. And that was the Belmont at Aqueduct meet in October. So he's off a layoff, 6 furlongs on the turf. And again, the winner won it in 107 and 4. 107. Holy moly. That's a quick 6 furlong race. And this horse is only a length and 3/4 behind it. First time Lasix. He goes from Franco to Pratt. and he's 6-1. I think we might be able to sneak one in there. So in that race, I'm going 3, 7, 9. And the next leg is race 8. And that's another sprint on the turf. That's the one that Mike previously handicapped in his pick 5. I've got some. I've got a couple that he does not have, and he's got ones I don't. So I looked at all of his and was right there with it. I kind of like Beer Run. The 3 horse here. It's Wesley Ward, Jose Ortiz. Never disappoints. Always right in there. Always runs for the big money. I mean, they paid $460K for this horse, and they just refused to drop him into anything less than maiden special weights. I mean, he ran maiden special weights like 9 times. Finally broke his maiden. He was a bunch of seconds, 5 seconds. And he ends up winning a maiden special weight at Kentucky Downs for 175,000 maiden special weight. My Lord. And then he loses by a neck at Keeneland. So he likes the course. And that was a 102-3. So he's coming back. I think he likes the course. I think he's going to run well again. I'm going with the Beer Run, the 3. I agree with everything you said about the 10 Unitas with Pratt and Urton. So I like that one as well. No need to cover that one again. You did the 8 for your price. I'm doing the 5 for my price. Moon Sniper. And it's 20-1. And look who's riding that horse. Louis Saez. And you just got to pay attention to that sucker. He won a couple today. He won back-to-back races, in fact, today. And that horse, I think, fits with this bunch. And why not give it a shot? Because we are trying to get a price here, after all. We don't want all these favorites. So in the last leg, I did the exact same thing Mike did. Okay, that's my ticket. I did the same thing you did. I even said the same thing you did. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Wesley Ward's got 2 horses in, the 2 and the 3. I like the 2 a little bit better, but if the 2 scratches out, I'm putting the 3 in. I went through the exact same thing you said, and if you look back at this video, I'm smiling. I'm like, this is exactly what I did. So I'm 257. I like all of them. Go team. All right. So that ticket is $81 for the pick 3 because the base wager is 3x3x3, 27 times 3. So we've got that going on. Now, let me give you really quickly Keeneland's Saturday Turf Pick 3. This is the one we haven't touched on yet. And it's a big day. So what are we doing? We're starting off with another allowance $120,000 race. Yeah, gotta love it. Race 6 at Keeneland on Saturday. It's 1 mile and 3/16. So we've got a long old race here. So you got to pick those long old racers. I like the 4 Dagmara. That's Brad Cox, Luan Machado out of Omaha Beach. This horse ran at Fairgrounds and did well. In fact, won its last mile in the 16th at Fairgrounds by two lengths and change. And this horse just likes to just grind it out. And I do like grinders. You know, when you're 1 mile and 3/16, you just got to have a horse that's got to keep on trucking, as the Grateful Dead would say. So there we go. We're going to put the 4 in there. I'm also putting the 7, surprise ending. Tyler Gaffleone, Brendan Walsh, and Tyler Gaffleone won 3 races, I believe, today. So he was on fire. He had a $24 winner in the last race. And I'm going to chuck out the 9, Kentucky Belle, with Brad Cox and Windstar. I don't know. I don't know if this horse wants to go that distance. He won at 1 mile and 16th at Churchill. Then he went 1 mile and 8th at Keeneland, and he was 3 back and disappointed as the favorite. I'm going to play against. So that's what I plan to do. So in that race, I have the 4 and the 7. Next leg, 5.5 on the turf. $140,000 allowance race. 46,000 is the Kentucky Thoroughbred Development Fund. Man, wow. Racing is healthy in Kentucky. Wow. That's nuts. So this eighth race here, 5.5 on the turf. I got the 1 troubleshooting at 6-1. Gaffleone and Greg Foley. They are good together. They're a good combo. Foley has got a small but mighty barn. So I've got the 1 in there, troubleshooting. I've got the 6, works for me. And that's Joseph Lee with Flavian Pratt. You know that guy. He's pretty good. And he's
Yep.
at 4-1. So those are the two horses I've got there. In the last leg, it's the Elkhorn, 1.5 on the turf, a long one. So I've got some prices in here. This is where I'm going to try to make the magic happen. The number 2 horse, Desvio, and it's Madison Myers with that guy Velasquez on board. He's going to come at the end. 1.5 miles. You need somebody that's going to come at the end, and that's what Velasquez plans to do. I got to put in my sentimental favorite, my Derby horse when he was the Derby horse, Burnham Square. I liked him then. I like him now. This horse, he likes to sit off the lead and finish, and let's just hope he does that again. So I got Burnham Square in there, and then I got a bomb, the 9-horse Navy Seal. This horse is one of those that I think that Irish breeding is going to come in very handy here. Coolmore, it was a $471,000 breeding fee. It was a homebred type of situation here, but the breeding fee to Dubawi, $471K. Wow. This horse has only won 287,000. That's all. It's still trying to make its money up. But I think this horse is going to be good, and it loves to run off layoffs, and it's off a layoff. So I got the 9 in there, and that's a cheapie. That's only $36 for that one. So that is it.
There you go.
Turf,
Woo!
turf. Okay. I'm going to have a sip of beer and let CC talk now for a little bit. All right. So do you have any picks for us, first of all, CC?
I do, but I'm going to start off with the fact that while I appreciate that breeding fee for the other one, mine's just a tad bit higher.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, take your glasses off, Steve. Calm down, Michael.
Well, yeah, I need
Thinking
to.
straight out of the catch.
Yeah.
So my pick today, I only have one pick, and I thought about it all day, and kind of tossing around. I was going to do an Exacta, but I think I'm going to do a box instead.
Okay.
And it's here local. I went with Chardonnay or Pinot Noir, and I ended up boxing them.
What race?
Race 7 at 7 at night. That's a night race. It's come on,
Got it.
Michael.
Got it.
Always a winner.
It takes me a while to get things sometimes, but I get it now.
Stay with me, kid.
Okay, Chard and Pinot, we're boxing them. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we're boxing them. There's not one or the other. Yes, straight up box.
Yeah. Well, put
And
some
did I mention they are
Zinfandel with
from
it.
the box?
Yes,
Put some
that's
Zinfandel
right.
with it.
What are you drinking right now, Cece? The Pinot or the Chard?
We're at the Char.
Okay,
Okay.
good. All
Char
right,
Philly.
fair enough.
I call it
Yeah.
Char Philly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I certainly, and you know what, CC, I certainly hope it's you don't do a box of those, at least because we don't want box wine. Okay, let's not do that.
No, you know what? Hey, when you're not winning races, you don't get picky, Steve. You got to pace yourself. Hey, when I win a race, I take myself to dinner. When I
That's
don't, we box it.
Yeah.
okay. So who is that? Who are those babies in the picture behind you? Is that my
Okay,
buddy?
Right.
Is-
So those are my new Santa Anita babies. They came from. I got them about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
I'm actually going to keep one of them, and I'm going to rehome the other one.
Okay.
They're both 3-year-olds, but sadly enough, one of them has a little bit of a neurological issue, and it's really a shame because at Del Mar he ran second for 30,000 maiden,
Wow.
and I mean just lights out. Then came back in a 12-horse field, ran 4th, but he's compromised, and it's a real shame. And the trainer could never really figure out what the problem was. And the same trainer had both of these horses, and the owners were just getting a little frustrated with the process and finally pulled those horses and brought them to me so I can actually evaluate them properly without just looking for the day money, which I think was what was occurring. And I know that sounds nasty, but that's the truth. However, so it's disappointing. So I'm going to retire the one that is, let me see in the picture here. The one that's outside the stall. He has such a cute, cute face. I really like him. His name is Lazador. He's just adorable. That was a Delmar horse. And so the one inside the stall is called, his name is It's Not Rocket. Both are maidens. Both are 3-year-olds. And I'm going to kind of put a little stink out there right now. The one that's called It's Not Rocket just ran at Santa Anita, and they weigh their horses there, as you probably know by now.
Yeah.
So when he ran his race, and he ran poorly, and he got beat by 29 lengths, he was 922 pounds. And that's quite, yes. Thank you for that expression, Chard, because that's exactly how I felt. It's quite tragic. And the other horse, they just kept getting excuse after excuse after excuse. They ended up, the trainer felt pressure, so he worked that horse. He worked him 3/8. It was horrible. They came back. He was a grade 4 on a flexation. It just sad story.
Yeah.
Anyways, in regards to that, so I'm going to retire the one that's outside the stall. I've been fattening them up about as much as I can. You know how I run my barn, Charisse. So you know that I'm deeply involved with like getting them to their healthiest, optimal, situation. So the gray one, It's Not Rocket, is actually training. He's the one that was 922 pounds. I weighed him the other day. I got him to 164. So I'm feeling pretty excited about that. Right. So, and you know what's interesting is people don't realize that when horses are compromised like that, they just can't go to eating right away. It's just like someone who's anorexic. You're gonna give them food, but they can't eat it all. They just don't have room for it, and it takes a while to expand that gut, right? And so I treated them like racehorses when they first got here, and I can't tell you the amount of pounds of grain that I threw away. And so I've had to back off and like do baby steps, almost like Gerber feed, right? 2 pounds here, 2 pounds here, 2 pounds here. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty proud right now because now when I show up and they see me, all I hear is nickering and their faces looking at that bucket like, what are we doing? Let's hit me right now with this. And so I've done a feed supplements for both of them to like, I did a vitamin jug the minute they got there. I did their teeth right away, which were horrendous. Yeah. And then, what was it? I did a 5-day wormer on them. And then, so now, and I did a 24/7 full hay net of half a bale of alfalfa, half a bale of orchard hay, and they just hung in their stalls. Like, you guys do what you got to do, right? So anyways, so that's the picture you see, and that's probably more information you wanted. But however, they're on the improve, which makes me happy because I'm very passionate about that. So that makes me happy. Right.
Yes,
so I'm going to find a home for the other one because he, like I said, he's compromised a little bit. So, but he's only 3, so he'll have a long life. I want him to, and maybe your podcast will help with this. I want to find him a home where he's a field mate with somebody, right? Not looking to sell him. And in situations like that, you have to be really careful with that. And I'm not going to go into that because we all 3 know. Yep. So I just need a field mate for him to be that. So if you guys hear of anything, please let me know because that's my next mission with that horse. Okay. All right. So moving forward, so going on from that, so let's talk about Battle Cruiser. Battle Cruiser ran a couple days ago.
Yesterday.
I see it's already gone so far. Anyway, so unfortunately, I had to change riders. The agent decided to take another horse, although Carlo Lopez has run second on this horse. And for a matter of fact, the first time Carlo ran him, we actually were winning and just got caught at the wire. Now I claimed this horse for 4,500, and I will say this until I go to my grave. And with this wine, we never know when that's going to be. So, but moving on from that, gives you high cholesterol, yada yada yada. Anyways, so I had claimed Battle Cruiser for 4,500, but again, this is what I love about my barn. It's a boutique barn. He's coming from a barn where he may be 68, 72. We don't know the number he is. In my barn, they're all number 1 because it's a small barn and they get my attention one-on-one every day, all day. And so, and I know I've said this in our past podcast. So first thing I did with Battle Cruiser, I did his teeth, which, good Lord Almighty, whew, his teeth were so bad. It was 3 days his face was swollen. And it just drooling and just drooling and just drooling.
That's tough.
And it was, and I had a couple trainers and a couple of Gallup people come up and say, you know what? Be careful with this horse on the track. He's dangerous. You're gonna need a pony all the time. He's unpredictable. Okay, well, this girl takes her by himself. So, but this is where I say where all the pony, this is where Max the pony comes in so much. He does all the babysitting for me, and he's so good about it. And he gets these guys in such a peaceful mindset between either ponying or just accompanying. And so now I've got Battle Cruiser where I can take him by myself. Off we go. And actually, I've seen the trainer on the backside at Turf. He's like, wow. I was going by with him a jog. He says, he looks really good. He actually congratulated me, like said, well done, basically, right? And so now I'm running for 8,500, and this horse is just right there, right there, right there, right?
Yeah.
And so
Good.
I've moved him up 3 levels, and so he's still a non of 3. Excuse me, yes, a non of 3. So I know he's really hitting the ground well. I know he's really right in the window, and so that's why I put him in that starter, because I need to have horses to go to Prairie Meadows, and I know he's on the cusp of like someone, because everybody's claiming right now, right? Everyone's going all willy nilly on the claims, dropping money all over the place, like it's raining out here, and so. And I get it, because they're seeing what kind of, they know where they're going. These trainers, they know where they're going, what tracks they're going to. So they know what kind of horses are going to fit there. And that's what they're looking for. So this horse went from 40 up. Now, initially, this horse cost 300,000. So he's not a chump. He's a nice horse, but he was a John Sadler trainee, but he just, like, again, he just was always in the mid. He just got missed over. Right. And regardless, he's improving. I didn't want him to get claimed. I wanted to try the starter. I didn't realize I was going to lose Carlo Lopez on the ride. I thought if we had Carlo Lopez, we'd have been right in the hunt. It didn't work out that way. So you know what? When I first got him, his numbers were they were in the 50s and 60s since I've had him, and I'm in the 80s and mid 80s with him. So I'm super, super proud about that. Yeah, Michael, it's not even a joke. I'm so proud with his momentum, right? So anyways, I'm going to put him in a non of 3, 8,500, but I'm going to shorten him up because he's got all that endurance from the distance races. I'm going to put him back on the dirt because Prairie Meadows doesn't have dirt. Prairie Meadows is where I'm going. So I'm going to put him in. I'm going to on. Yeah. Yep. Prairie Meadows is where I'm heading. And so I'm putting back on the dirt, non of 3, 8,500, because he's already beating at 8,500. He's already beating the 4,000s, the 5,000s, the 6,250s, right? So he has a good shot there. So, and Carlo's going to get back on. And Carlos was disappointed he wasn't on him. And so that's my goal there. So then moving on to the other, Bold and Ambitious. Let's talk about this 3-year-old filly.
Is this the one you claimed the other day?
No, that's Griffin.
No.
Okay, hang on. So let me back up to Bold and Ambitious was a paddock scratch.
Oh.
She was a special pick of the day. She's my 3-year-old filly. She ran for maiden special weight. She ran 5th her first time out, beating only like 7 lengths, just gangbusters, got a dirt in her face, got all the experience she ever needed, right? And we come back into it. We're doing a 6.5 because she's a route filly. I know this. I get on her every day. I do everything. I do all the works, everything about this. So I know she wants a route. She has such a beautiful stride. Like, oh my God. Okay, maybe you saw the glasses I did at the video gallop with her. Charisse, did you see that? That's her. She just strides along. It's beautiful. So anyways, we're in the paddock, and I paddock my horses all the time, but you cannot paddock for crazy, right? You just can't. And now these other people who don't spend, right, it's true, Michael, when the other people don't spend time paddocking, now you're dealt with their crazies, and you're expecting your good horses to tolerate that. So we were number 4. So stall 6, the trainer's yelling, "Don't let go of the horse." And the grooms, it's crazy. So then that upsets the 5 horse, which is Stacy, upsets her horse. Her horse explodes. And I swear to you not, just as we're doing the overgirth, number 5 horse fires on the wall. We have cement walls, right? Now you've got aluminum in the, thank you, Michael. Yes. And it sounded like a gunshot. And my filly was just like, I'm out. So thank God she has such good manners. She didn't run over us. So she popped up instead. And sadly enough, Turf Paradise is outdated, and we're all working on that, as we know, but the ceilings are so low. It should not have ceilings. And I can't say that's enough. Even if you have a moderate-sized horse and he just only pops up, he will connect with a ceiling. And as soon as they see that, you're out. You're out. Yeah. I was scratched immediately. And, okay. So So I went through all that. And so that was last week. So then I had the rider change this week. So then I brought Bold and Ambitious back for work. I made a rider change because I wasn't feeling it with the Corbett. Because Glenn Corbett, just no enthusiasm, just like no good feedback, kind of seemed a little negative. And I thought, because I'm really sensitive about energy, right? Like I'm big on a read, and I just wasn't feeling with him. So when she got scratched that day, I thought, all right, this could be a little bit of a reason why, so to speak, because it gave me a chance to change riders. So I put Kyman on her for her work. So she worked Tuesday, and she worked in company, and she went in 59. I mean, 4 lengths ahead of the other worker, which I'm not there to outwork the other horse, but I told Kyman, I said, they're going too slow. I said, this is what I'm looking for. I can't stay with him. If you feel like you have more horse, I said, I'm looking for a minute for this workout, right? Yeah. And so he moved on, left that horse, comes back, and he says, man, wow, fantastic. Well, I said, what do you think she win? He says, probably a minute. I get the chart, 59 and 2. And I sent it to him. He says, she did that so easily, hands down, just not a problem. So I entered her for a turf race because now we're running out of time here at the race meet, right? Sure. So I entered her in a race, main special weight on the turf, which was new, but she got tons of turf in the breeding. So I thought that's not a big deal. But I wasn't ready for the route race because I wanted that 6.5 race that we got scratch out of to build up to the route race, right? Right. Obviously that didn't happen. Luckily, the mile race did not go. So there's a race on Monday that I'm entering, the 20th, that is 5.5 furlongs. And I'm going to put her to 12.5. And I'm going to tell you why, because I still think she's a maiden special weight quality, but because she's a vet scratch, I think I can pull it off. And I don't think anyone's going to be like wanting to jump in, right? Because it's a vet scratch.
But what if they're watching the podcast? Because I don't want you to lose your horse.
After she runs.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't want you to lose your horse. And
no, you know what? But you know what? Honestly, and she's such a fantastic filly. Like I don't want to tell you this, and I'm going to be straight up honest. Like sometimes you're like when you go to work at the barn, it's like you're frustrated, just like guys, come on, I will actually go get on her to change my whole mindset, to get me straight again, to get me right, and get me feeling good and feeling happy because she's such a pleasure to take. And so I truly enjoy her. I hope that I can continue to keep her because she does have potential, and she's a large mare. She's probably at this point almost 16 hands, and she's a March baby. She's 3. She's fantastic. So now moving on from her, so we got Grinnell. So Grinnell, Vacoma is his sire.
Yes.
One of the top leading sires, right?
Yes.
And this horse that I claim, Grinnell, he's a 4-year-old, but he's had 11 starts, but I just had this feeling he's a late bloomer because he was on the board 4 times down south. Same thing, second at Del Mar, for 20,000. He just had, I could see it in there, but they kept changing all the distances on him. Like this poor horse didn't know what Sunday was going to be today, And so we're running fast, we're chilling, we're closing, we're going to the front. What are we going to do? And I'll be darned, they ran him 4.5 furlongs, the shortest he's ever ran, and he just gets there at the wire. Now, mind you, he's a maiden. I'm thinking, I'm loving that talent. I'm loving what I'm seeing, but can you just back it up just a little bit? I don't want you to win.
Right.
Position, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, he runs a fantastic race.
Yes.
4-year-old, legs clean as a whistle, sound as the days long. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm on the fence with this. It was like, do I run him back for 5.5 non-2, the same price, which we know he'll get claimed, or do I sit on him and take him to Prairie Meadows? So I'm just because I'd like to see if he can follow his sire's ability and kind of stretch out. And again, if you look at the horse, he's very youthful in the face, unlike ourselves. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that about you.
Wow.
Like a baby. See, you're bold like a baby. My apologies.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well, Cece, if that was our horse, I would tell you Don't put him in cheaper, and let's go to Prairie Meadows.
I like that, because that's my gut instinct. But
Yeah.
I agree.
it's okay. But you think, okay, right? I think he's still immature. Honest to goodness, Charisse, if you saw him, he still looks like a baby. And so my gut instincts were right when I was thinking he was a late bloomer, right?
Mhm.
And everyone's like, "Oh, love and starts still a maiden." Okay, well, hang on. What did was it Seattle Slew that who was 18? 18 and 0.
Wow.
What was the horse that won the Triple Crown back in the day?
Seattle Slew.
Yeah, Seattle Slew, right?
Right,
Took him
right.
18 times to break his maiden.
34.
Not that, I've got this kind of horse, but I'm saying give it a minute, give it a beat, right?
Yeah.
So anyhow, I like what I've got in the barn. I'm going to enter 3 back. I'm going to enter that one from Santa Anita. I'm going to shorten him up. I'm going to do a 5.5. He's been running a mile. This is the one that says real lightweight, but I ponied him. First off, I spent the whole first week, like I said, doing all the right things, the vitamins, the teeth, the wormer, his appetite. I've got him on an appetite supplement. So he just can't wait to see his grade now. So he started to pick up. So I ponied him for a few days just to kind of get his legs back under him, even though he just ran, but I'm trying to stimulate that appetite at the same time, right? But I don't want to overdo it to where he loses more weight. So I'm trying to find that real fine balance, which is not the easiest thing in the world. And so I've just been lightly galloping, only a flat mile, nothing more. I just want to see the enthusiasm, and I want to see that he comes back and is eating. And as long as he continues with that, I'll take a shot on interim. But I'm still on the fence about that because I really want him because the owners are just so frustrated. And of course they should be. Absolutely. They never been given the full honesty about this process at all. But at my barn, I'm completely transparent. I mean, you can't sneak up on me because there's nothing to sneak up on. What you see is what you get at my barn. And as a matter of fact, I did Charisse, you like this one. This is the director actress in me. So I had Eric galloping the new horses, right? And so I videoed all that, combined all that, and I had Eric, and he's Jamaican, cute little, he's just so cute, adorable. I had him come back and I said, all right, Eric, we're gonna do a walkthrough. And I'm like a run through. We're gonna do a run through. I'm gonna give you some questions, and I'm gonna see what your answers are. So we did a mock up run through. I said, okay, perfect, because it was all authentic. I didn't give him things to say. I just wanted to say how to say it, right? And then I did a video clip of it, and I sent it to the owners, and they were like, okay. I think you're fired because no one's ever done this ever. We're like, we don't even know what to do with all this. This is a lot. But I want them to get the real authentic feel from what the rider's saying, not what you hear, not what you're being told. This is Eric saying, this is what I feel about him. And Eric was, straight up, Eric has nothing to lose. He's going to be honest. And that's what I want from somebody giving me that information, right? And it was great for the owners to see it because they just haven't gotten that. And so, and ironically enough, the one that I want to enter back is the one Eric likes, and it's the one I like. Okay. So I hope I'm on the right path.
So, okay. So Turf Paradise has 2 more weeks, Saturday, right? They close.
I think it's 3. Mm-hmm. It's almost 3. I feel like it's almost 3 weeks.
So they go past Kentucky Derby.
No, they'll stay at the second. Well, they just sent us a memo saying like we've got 3 weeks left. Make sure you enter. Blah blah blah. So that's what I'm going with.
How many will you start before Turf Paradise?
I'm going to go for 3.
Okay.
3
well,
starts
you're in my trainer watch, so I get all notifications.
Yeah, I better be.
So you mentioned something about the condition of Turf Paradise. Are they doing a good job, CC? Are they trying to get it going? I see that it looks a little bit cleaner, a little more in shape. I know when we were over there, we lived there for 6 years, and it was looking pretty rocky on the edges, and the grass was really rough. And it looks like at least they're slapping a coat of paint on it and cutting the grass a little more and trying to do something. I see the graphics are different. At least they're doing that. It looks like they're trying to do something, right?
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump in on that right there. They're actually doing a lot of things. So one of the bigger things they did is they drudged out the lakes in the middle, which was an enormous amount of money just to start with, because those things were just so inundated with garbage, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now when you do a drone shot over the above, it looks fantastic, super clean, super beautiful. Then moving in, the turf course. Now this is the first year in all the years that I've been there that this turf course has remained green literally throughout the year. As
Yeah.
we all know in the past, they would start roostering,
Yeah.
mid-season, right? Absolutely
Right.
not here. This track actually looks very lush. It's
Awesome.
beautiful. And so then they redid the surface at the track itself, the dirt course. You don't have your rocks. You don't have your heavy clods. Now with any track, you still got your clods, right? But they've gotten really good about the water, the dryness, the moisturizing, and they have markers along the track on where should the depth of what that dirt should be right in that specific area. So they're really doing their due diligence there. So then moving further into the inside, the paddock looks fantastic. They've really dialed that in. It looks fresh. I love the ring the bell now. That was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I love every track that does that.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
so I'm really glad they incorporated that. And then now you move into the parking lot. They repaved the whole parking lot where like your owners will come in, where the people come into the main gate. The parking looks really nice there. Now you move into the track, to the backside. They handed paint out to everybody. Paint your barns, paint your barns. And if you don't clean up your barns, you don't get the grass and weeds out, they'll fine you $100. Trainers had been fined. They were very serious about that. And so they updated all the bathrooms. Just the bathrooms alone cost about $30,000 a month for maintenance to come through there. The people they've hired to come in and keep all those bathrooms clean. People think it's a simple process. It's not. Just like running the training track in the back, to have an ambulance there full time is $54,000 a month.
Whoa.
People don't think that. They don't realize that's exactly. Yes, see, people don't
What?
realize
Yeah,
it
I didn't know that.
because yes, it's enormous. It's enormous. And so when they closed the train track early, like I'd say end of February, everyone's like, oh my goodness, why? Okay, well, because that's the cost it takes to keep that open. And we've got to use that money and spread it out through the track because we got to think about this if we want to see this next season, if we really want this to, keep thriving. And so now if you go back to the paddock, you've got Delana, who's now doing the commentating in the paddock, which is fantastic. She's just a jewel. And then you've got full camera coverage in the paddock. So they've really done a lot. The Directors Club, oh good Lord. Have you been there to see the Directors Club, Charisse?
Now was that the old turf club?
Well, it's a brand new Directors Club, completely revamped. Remember the top floor?
Yes, that was the turf
Completely
club.
revamped. Yep, absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
Stellar. So I'm telling you, they're picking their battles, and I get it, but it is really looking fantastic. And so I just think we're just on the improve, and if they keep this up, we're going to become a real mainstream track. We had 1,200 horses here this season. So
wow,
like right now, Emerald's only sitting at barely 400, and so this track is really going to be it's going to be the place to be. I really believe that.
Well, and I tell you,
wait, hang on, Steve.
Let's consider it. I mean, after the 2028 Olympics, they're talking about sending it a closing. So
that's
Turf
correct.
Paradise
Absolutely
is,
correct. Okay, so now let's just say that, Steve. That's a great point. Let's just say they close. What's that leave Emerald doing? Emerald's out there stuck in left field. Nobody's going to go to Emerald because what are they going to do? Race 3 weeks on the fair circuit in Oregon? No, one cares about those. So everyone's thinking Emerald, this is their last year, and their racing book. And I'm going to say this because I spent a season there. The condition book is tragic. It's tragic, and they've done it for 25, 30 years. It's bottom runners 5,000 or less. There's not any 12.5s. There's no 16s. The 10,000 is allowance or starter allowance only, and then they jumped to 25. It was like that the entire season. So I went there just basically giving my horses away for 5,000 if I wanted to run at all. It was awful. And then if you're claiming bottom rung horses, and they're just going around the track. Everyone's just circling around. Like who's going to get this one now, right? Yeah. I won't ever. Not the facility is absolutely beautiful. The people are fantastic. The condition book is tragic. So a lot of the ones that went there the first time this season are not returning. Everyone's kind of branching out and going somewhere else. So in lieu of that, I was saying about the Riolito. Remember we had Riolito?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're building a new track. They're going to have night racing. And they're not building that track. They're building one just outside of the actual Rio Lido track, and they're going to have night racing. It's like
wow.
you got to look into it. It's literally on the radar. So
Wow.
things are happening in Arizona.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Good
it's
to
smart to do. I mean, you got to, as much as Mike and I have talked about the tragedy of Bay Meadows and Golden Gate, and
Right.
and now the tragedy is spreading south. I mean, yeah, thanks Stan Kroenke for tearing down
Right.
Hollywood Park for your Rams, but it's just one of those things where it's very difficult. I'm glad that Arizona at least has got that top of mind, and they are.
Well,
trying
Tom
to-
Lunt is fantastic. Tom Lunt is a straight up businessman. He's a horseman. He's been a long time owner. He totally gets it. So we're absolutely in good hands in this regard.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
very nice.
I'm glad they brought in Vic Stauffer because Vic is Vic. He's the as his handle goof on a roof. That's just Vic. But Vic also brings a bit of quality to it, and certainly.
Well, I will say, Steve, when he first got here, he had a lot of time off, so he was a rough starting out in the first month and a half or two, and his commentary was a tad bit negative on the horses that he was picking, and I actually talked to Tom about that. I said, look, I'm hearing his commentary, and he's saying, I don't like this horse at all. I wouldn't choose this horse. And I was saying, if I was the owner, I was the breeder, and I'm paying the bill, and I brought all my friends and family, and you've got a man saying, I don't like your horse, that's discouraging. That doesn't encourage new
I agree.
owners. And so I said to Tom, when I said, he's got to stop that. I said, he's got to change the energy because he's very flat. There's nothing enthusiastic about him except for when the horse is crossing the wire. So he's getting better as time's going, and he's kind of getting into the groove now, which is great.
Yeah.
And now that we've got Delana taking the heat off of his personality, so to speak, it's becoming a nice balance.
Yeah.
And so that's really nice to see. There's something else I was going to tell you, and I'll circle back, but you mentioned something and that brought to my attention. Going about what you're saying, though, but I had something else I was going to mention.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I think that, if California racing is taking on water, then, these horses have got to go somewhere. And, of course, the high end horses like the Baffert horses, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. So did you see he's starting a barn in Kentucky? So that's already telling you something's up right there. Like he's already planting the seed.
Right.
He's already slowly moved. And what he'll do, the string that's going to be at San Anita, that's going to be a third string. He's already got maybe the fourth string because he's got the string at Los Al. He'll have a string at San Anita. We don't know what number string that will be. And he'll be mainstream Kentucky, even though he has a really nice home here, but he still has all the quality help that he can run a real strong barn in Kentucky. So the man knows, we all talk about, Baffert, but follow this man's lead because he got the vision for it. He knows what's happening.
Oh yeah,
he knows where it's going, and it's unfortunate, and that's a longer conversation about horse racing in Southern California because we've hit on it numerous times on this show. But you're right. That's I'm glad to hear that Arizona's got it figured out. They're going the right direction. They're going to give it a shot, and you gotta swing at the ball to get a hit. So
absolutely. I mean, if you're not in the game, you can't win it.
Right. And so I'm glad they're doing that because believe me, when we moved to Arizona in 2018, we were really hoping that we had a racetrack option there. And slowly but surely, no. We didn't have
what?
a
You
racetrack
came in at the
option.
wrong time. It's right when COVID. I mean, nothing was going to happen then, right?
Sure.
Horrible time.
Yeah, and then we in the clubhouse there were actually pigeons in there that were roosting in the inside the clubhouse there.
No, I know, I get it. But you know what? I will say it's no longer like
guys?
that. So
yeah, but that was a tough time. But hopefully we're past that. And we're moving the right direction.
Absolutely past that. Absolutely, without a doubt. And oh my God. Oh wait, I'm gonna just mention something. You know what they did was really cool this season. I know you guys have seen it, but for the people who aren't seeing it that are watching later, as someone attending as a guest, and you buy your ticket at the end of the seventh race or so, if you stay all day long, they have all the money from all the people that paid to get in, and they'll raffle off one ticket, and you keep your ticket. And if you have the winning ticket, you win all the day's entry.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not even kidding. If you've been there all day, you paid your entry fee, which is only $3. You stay for the races. At the end of the day, they throw all the people's tickets into the spin wheel, and they're walking away with $1,700, $1,200. But you have to be a guest. You can't be an employee. But these people are making it great. And that's fantastic. And you don't think those people are going to be talking about that, right? What a great gig they've done it all season.
It's probably a 50-50 raffle type thing, right? The track keeps half, they give away half.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. It's just great. So they're being very inventive with things that they're doing, and just really putting different fillers out there. They have a bunch of, when they were doing the Saturdays, they had face painters out there. They had the jumpy houses, tons of things for kids, the pony rides. I mean, they really were doing it up. So I'm really proud for what they're doing. You know what? That's what I was going to tell you. Gary Stevens' wife, Angie, ex-wife, that's our PR person.
Oh,
brilliant choice. Brilliant choice.
Wife. They split up?
I think so. Shit, don't call me out.
Really?
Anyways,
Yeah.
Okay, we have gossip.
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh boy, I'm going to have to go do a deep dive.
Yeah, this is not TMZ.
I feel like they got divorced years ago. That's what I feel like. Regardless of whether they did or not, she's the PR person here. Stop that, Charisse. Mm-hmm. She's the PR person here, and she's doing fantastic. So that's how we got Delana. We got a pro football player here for the weekend for guest pitchers and whatnot. So yeah, it's going great.
So when does it open in the fall?
So we will probably same thing. October 1st, open for training.
Okay,
and then probably. And then Thanksgiving Day, we start racing. But now that they included Saturdays, it'll change the calendar a little bit. Like we had 86 race dates this season, and that's a lot of races. A lot of races. You don't get many tracks with that many dates.
Okay, so my birthday is Thanksgiving weekend. So I think Mike, Steve, you guys, we all need to head to Arizona.
I'm all about it.
Weekend with CC at Turf Paradise.
Yes. I'm actually putting that in my calendar right now. And my birthday is April 20th, the day that I enter 3 of those horses. So let's hope those races go.
Oh my God, your birthday's in a few days.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
You're finally going to be 29.
Oh my goodness, 32. But Blake, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Charisse likes planning months in advance, so I'm glad she's got our November plan. So that's a good thing.
I love that. I love it.
We'll be there. That would be fun, Mike. Bring your son.
Yeah.
Who, Jonah? Oh, Mike's son.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Anybody's son.
We'll come. That'd be fun.
That would be really nice. I would love to see you guys. Absolutely.
Awesome. Let's wrap this sucker up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, CC, for updating us on your barn, Arizona, and the future. Mike, thank you for your picks. Charisse, thank you for being in the other room.
He literally means that.
I just want to say goodbye from A Kiss for Luck. And as we always do, goodbye.
Oh, hey, Steve, enjoy that couch you'll be on.
Maybe. You never know. Bye, all.
Bye, guys.